Welcome, Wanderer, to the I Wonder podcast, where we explore curiosity and where it can lead us within the mind, body, and the human experience. Today, I got to sit down with Ella Holt. We went through everything from life, death, and transformation. Now, before you enter into this conversation, or even after, I really urge for you to check out Ella's goodies that she's offering at the moment. So she's offering a free 5-minute MAPS meditation. Now, I've actually been using this these last couple of nights and it's really awesome. She's also offering a 15-minute free phone call to check in and possibly even ask questions that you may have found within this podcast. And she's got heaps of events coming up throughout December. So make sure to hop onto them. Make sure to be present for them. They're going to be absolutely insane. So they're all included in the show notes. I really trust and hope you'll enjoy. No matter if you're a male or female, this chat is absolutely jam-packed of goodness. Now, I'd just like to add that the first 15 minutes of this podcast, Ella takes me through her MAPS meditation. So if you have space for that, then I urge you to sit in. If you're driving or doing anything else where you can't really sit down for this right now, then just skip 15 minutes in and you'll get straight into the chat.
Before we drop in, would you be keen to do a bit of breathwork?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Have you been playing with any practices as of recent? I know you got heaps of Safe Haven, but for your own personal.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's my whole life is practices. Yeah.
So I'm always open to, learning new practices.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been playing with recently for like short breathing practices for yourself?
Breathing practices, nothing in
Meditation.
particular around the breath. Like I've got a whole practice I do called MAPS, Magnetic Attraction Pleasure System, which is a tantric practice that I created over a lifetime of working in the tantric field, where basically I guide people through like a 15-minute process, which is a highly orgasmic process, but we work with superconscious choices. So we're literally creating the seed of what we want to give birth to, and we're moving it all through the body and connecting sex to heart, heart to sex, and doing this whole big thing. Otherwise, I set up a structure of creation every day. So it's again to do with superconscious choices. So everything that I do comes from creating the end result and working backwards from that.
Yeah.
Right. So I bring that into the now. So I'm not creating the past. I'm creating from my vision of the future and embodying the emotions and the energetics of that, and then bringing that into the now. So the practice I do though is understanding that we are both light and shadow. So we have to go into the current reality and see that first. Because the minute that I'm like, let's just go to the vision, let's all just be peace, love, and mung beans, and not go, but I'm also the depths of depression and despair and hatred and loneliness and bleh. I've got to go there first, take the energy that would otherwise subtly be leaking into that, bring that back with me, and then anchor into the vision. All right. So all parts of me now are conspiring towards that and creating what's called creative tension.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got like a really quick little process if you want to do that.
Still that. You saw me.
Okay. All right. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is just allow ourselves just to find ourselves in space. And so I invite you just to really ground in through the base of you, really finding your north, your east, your south, your west, drawing all of your awareness and attention away from any other person, place, or thing, and bringing it all back to yourself and no one but yourself. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly on the in-breath, breathing in. And as you let go, make some sound. Let go of the jaw, your lips, your mouth, your tongue, and start to massage the jaw, making sure that you're not carrying any tension, sticking out your tongue. It doesn't matter what you look like. My eyes are closed anyway. Okay, and again, breathing in through the nose, filling the belly. And again, make some sound and really dropping into your body. That's it. Anchoring in, taking up all the space in your beautiful body. It's valuable real estate. And what you're doing with your sound, you're just kicking out any other person, place, or thing with love. One more deep breath, just like that. Big deep breath. And let go. And next, I'm just going to invite you to come on a little journey with me using the power of our imagination. And we were talking about this before. We're dropping into innocence, in no sense, by just allowing the imagination to guide the mind and the body that don't understand the difference between what is actually real and what is imagined. So we're just going to guide it to where we desire it to go. On the count of 3, stepping in through the doorway of your heart and imagining you're going to enter a beautiful garden. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Dropping in. There you go. Anchoring your feet deep into the garden and just feel yourself grounding in faith. Nothing and no one can touch you here. Whatever you see, feel, hear, sense, and know is perfect for you. Taking a deep breath in here. And let go. And know that you've anchored into neutral. And just notice what's alive in your body as you stand neutral. Not attached to anyone or anything. Just curious in wonderment. In this time, we're going to draw a big circle on the right-hand side of our heart. And just imagine this big circle. And we're going to define this as our current reality, as our ego circle, our victim circle, if you will. And on the count of 3, we're going to imagine we're going to step through a veil of gold and enter the victim. And we're going to just see, feel, hear, sense, and know what is alive here in our current reality. What does our victim believe is true? This is all of our beliefs, our conditionings. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stepping through the veil of gold, coming into the victim circle, and just notice there's nothing to change or fix. We're just going to be observant and notice what is alive right here, right now. So for example, like when I stand in this circle, I can feel there's nerves here. Like I'm like, oh, shit, I hope I say the right thing. God, all these people are going to see this. What if I say the wrong thing? What if I look like an idiot? What if I get judged? What if I think I know more than I really do? What if I'm full of shit? What if I'm exposed? Just notice what's alive here. Don't make it right, just witness it. What else is here? What else is here? Feel a heaviness in my solar plexus. I feel a spinning in my third eye. Too much calamity going through my mind. All these ideas, thoughts, feelings, vibrations. Just noticing, witnessing it all. I'm just going to invite you just to say yes to it all. Just yes. I accept all of you. How I feel is valid. I am still worthy and deserving. I love all parts of myself. All aspects of me are welcomed. I care for all of myself. Take a deep breath in. And I want you to imagine we're just going to open our hands and leave everything here in the current reality. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Leave it here. On the count of 3, we're going to step out of this circle, leaving in this circle all that was. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stepping back out of the circle. And we're now standing back in neutral. And just gather yourself in neutral. And again, just noticing what's here. Noticing what's alive. And this time we're going to turn to the left-hand side of our heart. And we're going to paint a beautiful golden circle on the left-hand side of our heart. And this circle represents our end result, our vision. I want you to set a clear intention for what you would love to co-create today. Really just give it 3 feeling words. Just name them out loud. What are your 3 feeling words? that you want to anchor into, and that's going to be defined in your circle. Speak them out loud when you're ready.
Around curiosity.
Cool. Grounded, curiosity, and enlightenment. Beautiful. Okay, mine are play, light, rapture. On the count of 3, again, we're going to step through that veil of gold, washing away any thoughts, feelings, preconceptions, anticipations, stepping into this vision. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stepping in and anchoring into the vision that is your 3 feeling words. Grounded, curiosity, enlightenment. Hey, light. Rapture. Notice everything you see, feel, hear, sense, and know. Notice what's alive in your body when you stand in this place. Keep breathing. Allowing this version of you to fully encapsulate every cell, tissue, fiber, muscle, and bone of your physical body. Standing and anchoring into this new version of you, the future version of you brought into you now. And from this place, we're going to turn, looking back towards the current reality, and just ask to see the bridge. What is the one most obvious step that you took from your old current reality to help you anchor into this now? And you might get a feeling, you might get a doing thing, you might get something tangible or intangible. Just ask to see the bridge now and just wait, and it will become clear. Okay, so I've got a very clear directive to take 3 deep breaths and fully anchor into my heart. So here I go. What did you get?
Clear and straight posture and body. Strong shoulders.
Beautiful. So do it. Let it become, that's your anchor. Beautiful. And we're going to stay here, right? So on the count of 3, we're going to come back into our here and now, present moment, where all of our power lives, holding and anchoring into this new timeline. 1, 2, 3, come back. That's it.
That was incredible. Okay. Thank you so much. So welcome. That made me so happy.
Too, because that's your spirit heart, right?
Mm.
Yeah. The ego is the part that doubts and fears and, compares and judges, because it's here to keep us alive. What would you like me to do with that?
It's best just like holding it.
Is it?
This distance away.
Is it? So I've got to hold it. Fuck. What if I just do that?
That can
No?
work. We
You
can
sure?
see how that goes.
Okay. I just talk with my hands, that's all.
Yeah. No, I get that. Oh, that was amazing. That made me so happy.
I'm glad. Me too.
Throughout, I was just like smiling. Especially taking me, like, that just went on such a wide journey. Thank you.
Welcome. You're so welcome.
And welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for welcoming me into your beautiful space.
You're so welcome. I love this space.
It is incredible. Welcome to the I Wonder podcast. So I've been really pumped to do this with you, because when I first spoke to you just about the word of what this podcast is, which is I Wonder, and just celebrating wonder and that childlike awe and essence for what life is when we were little bubs, and celebrating that, seeing if we can embrace that into the here and now, whether it's concepts of reality and society or whether it's things that we're wondering about ourselves. I don't think one day ever stops. And I'm sure that you might agree.
Absolutely.
When I first told you about this name, you sent me a voice memo back and you were so excited.
Yeah.
So first off, I'd just love to ask and wonder myself as to where wonder lies in your life. What is wonder to you and where does it come?
Oh, okay. That's a beautiful, big, rich question. Yeah. Because honestly, it saved my life. I don't just believe, I know that curiosity is the opposite of fear. And it's through innocence, in no sense, that we as human beings touch back into our soul self. And that's really the gateway into our intuition, into our superconscious, into our fucking creative genius. So it saved my life, honestly, to be full of childlike wonderment, to come home and bring home and be the gateway, the protector, the best friend, the confidant, the permission granter, the truth teller, the mother and the father to that little innocent self has been my reclamation. It's been my remembering of who the fuck I am. And that's kept me here.
Awesome. Who the fuck are you?
Well, I wonder, right? I'm learning more and more about, I believe that we are our own greatest adventure. So the more that we learn about ourselves, I believe it's self is, not selfish. So I think it's our duty to literally go on the journey to learn more about what makes us tick and how to work with all of our parts, the light and the shadow aspects and the spectrum of color that we are in between. And that to me is like that journey of forever going, wow, like the minute that I think I know, I've just pinched myself off from source. I love living in, I don't fucking know. And even if I think I know, what would I get if I came in looking through the eyes of a baby again in that beautiful, innocent place of like, there's always something to deepen and expand, right? There's so much to be explored here if we can come in with that curiosity and be open.
Yeah. Right now, just from your eyes, your essence, and also what you've been speaking on your social media and speaking to me recently, I can see you're on this path of wonder and absolute carnage in the most beautiful way.
Beautifully said. That's a high five moment. It is carnage, but it's so beautiful. Yeah.
Has it always been that momentum? Has it always been that curiosity, or has there been parts and times when this has not been the case as well?
So much of my life has been spent living from the very two separate polarities of me, right? So, growing up, I was full of childlike awe and wonder and very intuitive and very living in my imagination and deeply feeling and empathic. But because I experienced trauma at a really early age, like very, very early, I didn't realize that kind of set me up with a foundation of such low self-worth and all of these conditions around where safety and love comes from. Like it all got warped. And so I was looking outside of me for that safety, for that love, for that belonging. And that meant that I was living, abandoning the truth of who I was and basically performing, pleasing, proving, perfecting to find my place in the world. And I think that when we're doing that, that cuts us off again from that childlike wonderment because it's about survival. We're living in the ego. We're living in, what do I need to do in order to get my needs met so I can survive here? And that again pinches us off. It contracts us into this very rigid and brittle place within ourselves that even like a stiff breeze can just kind of feel like we can snap. And so a lot of my life was like living from that very rigid place of just getting through, not understanding how other people did life. Like I never felt like I fitted in on the planet, you know. And so much of my journey has been, well, just put it bluntly, like I was so tired of trying to please, prove, perform, perfect my way into approval and belonging. And that didn't work. And I couldn't keep everyone happy. So then I was like, well, this is fucked. I can't get away from my own brain. But wait a minute. Hello, drugs and alcohol and sex and all the things that, you know, the false pleasures that take me out of my body. Oh my God, why didn't anyone tell me about this earlier? So from the age of like 10, 11, I was using drugs and alcohol to get out of myself and out of my body. But it was a safety thing. It was like a defense mechanism. I was so tired of fucking life. And I did that for a really long time. And at the same time, I knew that I was here to come back to this wonderment. So I had art and I had music and I had these things that would plug me back into this beautiful creativity, you know? And I think that when you are kind of cut off from that childlike innocence because you've been hurt or damaged or wounded, it's those things that still are the access points, right?
Yeah.
Creativity, maybe it's sport for some people, moving their body in a way. Maybe it's, you know, breath work in swimming. I don't know. Like it could be a number of things, but for me it was art and it was music and that's what kept me here.
Yeah.
Right? Even when I was at the lowest of the low. But in 2004, I had to make a choice and it was these pivotal decision moments of my life where it was like, what do you choose? Do you want to die? Do you want to keep on this fucking path? Because I was like literally sticking needles in my arm every day. I was going to die. Or do you want to change?
Mm.
And I was like, I want to fucking change.
But which one at that point seemed more like a death in your nervous system?
Probably change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, every time. Because it's an ego death, right? Every time you choose the true nature, true purpose of you, you have to let that part of you go. It feels like death, but it's really a disintegration.
Mm.
It's a return, actually. Yeah. So it's a remembering. To remember means I take you back. I'm remembering the parts of me that were lost, abandoned, forgotten, shamed, you know, the shadow.
Yeah.
And that's become my journey. And I think that I'm a fucking specialist of dealing with ego and spirit heart. The light wolf and the dark wolf. And I help people understand that you are all of it. As big as your light is as big as your shadow, right? But what I can tell you that gives you the access to the light is innocence, childlike wonderment. And that's why I said it saved me.
Yeah. Incredible.
Mm.
So what was your turning point? And do you feel like it was just unique to you? Or do you feel like it's a repetitive cycle that other people also sort of find themselves on a similar journey within this turning point? Sometimes it can be a very, very unique story, but I love trying to pick apart and see if your story can also be replicated into other people's lives.
Yeah. I believe that we're all mirroring that for ourselves, but it's unique to us. So, you know, like my story is pretty unique that my mum's a sex therapist, psychologist, hypnotherapist, everything a therapist. That's pretty rare, right? So I was in my first NLP, neuro-linguistic programming workshop when I was 4, you know, learning about the power of words and the magic of meditation. So this shit's not new to me. I was traveling to Robert Kiyosaki's business school at the age of 8 with my parents, learning about all of the stuff from the greats, Bob Proctor, Zig Ziglar, you know, Dr. Wayne Dyer, like all of these greats, I grew up with them. So all of that wasn't foreign to me, right? But it's been a cycle of constant like death and rebirth the whole time. Like the drugs and the alcohol were a huge wake-up call because it's, again, like we pulled a card earlier. It was surrender.
Yeah.
And it said, when we surrender, the ego feels like it's dying. And that's what it's felt like every fucking time because I have fought tooth and nail. I don't want to surrender back to my truth, back to my light, but it's a decision I make. And I say that the universe will bring you a feather, a brick, or a Mack truck. We often don't listen to the feathers. They're just the whispers from our intuition, from our soul, and we ignore them. We just keep barreling through with our own ego and our own will. The bricks, they're kind of like, ooh, that one hurt. Like, oh, okay, I got the memo, right? Me in hospital last year for New Year's Eve, that was a brick. And I was like, I get it. Please don't send me a Mac truck. I'm listening. I'm going to make some changes now, So, but I work with a lot of people that their life, they're not going to get it till they get the fucking Mac truck. And that might be cancer. They might lose a loved one. Their marriage might break down. They lose something really valuable, a job, a child, whatever, right? And like there, but for the grace of God go I. So I believe that it will come to everyone in the way that they need to receive it. But I believe that we're all just mirrors for each other, right? I'm learning from you and I'm in wonder of your journey, and this is what's going to help me evolve on my own. But I'd rather learn from your mistakes than have to go live them out myself, even though my whole thing in human design is I need to learn the hard way for the majority of it, because I need to come back with authority and teach from embodied experience too.
Yeah.
Because you can tell me, Ella, don't go down that path. And I'm like, yeah, man, great story. But I need to go and do it for myself anyway. So I'm going to do it anyway,
fun.
right? Yeah. It's the sacred rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm very much the same.
I wish we knew your human design because it would be so interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I only found out about human design 2 months ago from my friend
Really?
who studies it, and we stayed with her. We were traveling around New South Wales, and she's obsessed with it. And we stayed up till like 12 or like 1 a.m. just going through like my human design. It was so interesting.
See what I mean? Tell me more about myself, man, right? Like it's like, because it shows you literally your unique way of being in the world. Like it's a full permission slip. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
It came into my life many years ago and I was like, not interested. No, it's a big, like everyone's interested in it. No, it doesn't do it for me, because it's like another language.
Yeah.
But it's the same when I picked up Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, and I tried to read it. I was like, what gobbledygook is this on the page?
It's a hard read.
No, but then years later I picked it up and every word's like, ha ha. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that I had any resistance to this, because when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah.
Human design came back into my life this year and it's been revolutionary as a tool. All my clients, I get to do their human design. It's helping my couples in their relationships so much. When they understand, how each of them works independently of each other, and they understand their emotional waves and how to ride them. Like, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Such a cool tool.
Can you explain human design to me?
Well, look, I would feel like I'm speaking out of school because it's not my mastery. It's not my specialty. I'm just a baby beginner, but I fucking love it, right? So what I can tell you is when I find something I love, I become an evangelist, all right? I scream it from the rooftops. I'm like, everyone needs to know about this. But I also, when someone will let me in on something that feels like it's always been in me, I feel like we're born with the codes, right? The codes wake up. I know shit that other people just intuitively don't know. Like, it's like, I just know so much shit about human design that I'm like, how the fuck do I know that? I'm like, it just is awake now within me, right? So I know that we've got reflectors, we've got generators, manifesting generators, and projectors. I'm a projector. We make up 22% of the population. See, like, what the fuck? Why do I know this shit? We have the generators, which are like the lifeblood of the earth. And these guys plug in, if they find what they love, do what they love what they do, they will just keep generating energy. So projectors, we don't generate our own energy. We need manifesting generators, you beautiful you, and we need generators that I bounce off. Like, I actually get fed when I'm around someone that's plugged in, because I'm like living off, like bouncing off your energy, your life force, right?
Yeah.
So a projector is the seer. We're not here to do the heavy lifting. We're here to guide you into awakening the parts of yourself that you can't see. Okay? But I've lived like a generator my whole life. Anyway, that's another story. Anyway, so the manifesting generators, so the generators plug in, and they're like 68% of the population. Mani-gens, a lot of the population too, but you guys flit around and just go, I can show you how to do that better. And I'm really good at this and this and this. And you guys like are really good at lots of different things, but you're here to improve what we're doing and help us do it better, like systems and strategies and all these cool things that you're really good at just naturally, yeah? And then you have the reflectors, and they're like 2% of the population, and they're quite unique, and they take like a really long time to sit with themselves and make a decision. Like a long time, like a full lunar cycle, like like 28 days, like, wow. So yeah. And then we all have numbers, which is what I wanted to find out about you, because I'm very intuitively good at picking up people's numbers. So I'm a 1-3, and the 1 is like, think of them like layers of a house, right? Like floors of a house. The first floor, number 1, is curious exploration, hungry, ready, willing, and able to learn. Never want to stop learning. I'm a universal apprentice, always learning, can't stop learning. Shadow side of that, I don't know enough.
Mm.
Who am I to teach anything because I don't know? There's so many other things to learn, right? So, and each one of these has like its little shadowy thing. Some of these floors I'm not as good at. Floor number 2, I believe, is this the Hermit? I don't know. Floor number 2, I don't know very many number 2s, so I'm not sure about floor number 2. I'm a 1-3. Floor number 3 is the Martyr. Sounds terrible, but it's actually beautiful. The Martyr is the one that goes, all right, Harvey, we're outside a cave. You stay here, I'll go in. And I go into the dark and I come out bloody, bruised, scarred, fucking bleh. And I'm like, I know exactly what not to do now. And you go, yes, you do. I'll believe you because I come back with a fucking torch now and I can tell you exactly what not to do and what to do. And that's the part of the sacred rebel that never grows up. I will never grow out of it. I will do the wrong thing probably every time, but I come back with the battle scars so I can teach from lived experience, right? We are the consummate explorers that have to go first. Yeah, we're kind of like the pioneers, the trailblazers. Number 4s are very much community and heart led. And maybe these guys are the hermits as well. I don't know I'm not sure, but the very much community is floor number 4. And 5 is the heretic. 5 is like Jesus was a 5. It's really important, and my 5s that I work with as well, I always say to them, your job is not to give a fuck what anybody thinks about you, because with a 5, people will project you're either I love you or I fucking hate you. You're an angel or you're the devil.
Yeah, right. They're
right?
pretty like outspoken people or like loud
They can
people.
be outspoken. They can rub the system the wrong way. And they're meant to be at the pulpit. They're meant to be sharing on a stage. They're meant to have something to say, but people will project at them what they believe of them. And which is why it's so important for a 5 to know thyself. Because if you are constantly worried about what everyone thinks of you, you'll never fucking do what you're here to do. Right? And some of these feel like they're a curse, but they're not. When you understand how to work with them, all of our souls chose these for our own initiation purposes, right? The 6 is kind of the regal. It's more like the king or the queen, but that means you had to be a 3 to become a 6. You had to grow through being the martyr. You have to go through the tough shit, the heavy shit, the hard slog. You know, you're learning, and then all of a sudden you hit about 45 to 50, and now you're in your 6, and now it's like, I just embody it. I don't have to go through the heavy shit anymore.
Yeah.
See, I never outgrow it. But the 6s, they kind of go into this more of a regality thing.
Okay.
That's kind of what I can tell you about human design, but I'm fascinated by it, and it's like a language. And for any human design people out there, if I have absolutely butchered that, my deepest apologies. You know, I'm a baby beginner in it, but he asked the question.
So you mentioned that maybe it was 1 that you were that, or maybe I think it was a generator, or you are a projector, but you've acted as a generator. Does that happen a lot? Do you feel like people are just naturally born into their human design and are always that? Or is there also sometimes this misalignment?
No, there's a lot of misalignment, right? So if a generator or a mani-gen is off their design, this is the beautiful thing. Again, know yourself, right? So they will be frustrated. They're going to have this inner sense of frustration. Sometimes it comes through as anger or resentment or with a projector. If I'm off, right, and I've got a whole bunch of like strategies of over-giving, over-delivering, stepping in where I'm not invited, because everyone's got like a strategy. When you know your strategy, projectors have to wait to be invited. That goes against everything that I want to do, because when I step into a space, I'm a big energy. I kind of like a big penis. I just come in and project myself into the space, right? And it can be like, whoa, like people aren't ready for it. So I've kind of got to come into a space and lean back. which goes against everything because I can see so clearly when I walk into a space, I can help that person. I can see what they're doing. I could just give them the feedback. But if it's not invited, they're like, fuck off. Who the fuck are you? We never saw it. What? And that to me is the worst insult, because the worst sort of punishment for a projector is to not be seen, is to not feel included, is to not feel received in my genius. So that really hurts me, right? Whereas a manifesting generator and a generator, their thing is like the frustration, the anger, but when they're on design, they're going to feel satisfied. It's like the cat that got the cream. They're like, this is the best. Yeah. Like with me, I am success. When I'm on design, I cannot not be successful. When I'm off design, bitterness and resentment. So these are calling cards, right? Don't know what it is for reflectors. But yeah, that's what I definitely know, because the majority of people I know in my life are mani-gens, generators, and projectors. Yeah, I've got a couple of reflectors that I know, and some of them are reflectors with a 5. The reflectors, and they're a heretic. Jesus Christ. The poor loves, but that's what their soul chose to do. So it's really interesting that they're the ones that get attracted to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
I hope I'm answering some of these questions, but please note, this is not my mastery, right? Like you're asking me questions that I'm like, I'm fascinated in it.
What is your mastery? Because you're nailing exactly, well, I actually don't know.
Yeah, exactly. For someone who doesn't know, I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
What is your mastery? What are the things you've mentioned? Tantra. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of, I'm pretty sure you also specialize in a lot of Kundalini and different forms of arts with that. What do you feel very confident in, and what has taken you by storm within your journey and the journeys that you take your clients on? Because also we haven't introduced yourself as this, but you are also a life coach. Do you go by any other title within?
I'm the catalyst for your next level evolution is what I am. This just channeled through lately. So that's been my biggest issue on my entire business journey. And I've been in business for myself for over 13 years now. But I've like, how the fuck do I explain what I do for people, right? Because I do so many things. And as you said, like, what's my mastery? My mastery is my lived experience, right? I've had a lifetime in personal, professional development, and now I call it creative development, right? So I actually help people master themselves. I help people come back to the truth of who they are so that they can transform from the old identity, the old way of thinking, being, doing, so they can step through the bridge into their next level evolution of who they came here to be and become. But everything I do, babe, is about resourcing people with their own power. I think the worst thing that I've ever done, cancel worst, there's no worst. The most expensive thing that I've ever done was pay $1 million to other coaches. And this is not a word of a lie. Over my 44 years of lived experience in the personal professional development world, over this time, I've spent over $1 million on my own personal professional development. And all of that has just finally led me back to, fuck, I've been outsourcing my power. I've been going to people, like I've spent over 180K in the last 2 years alone on coaches where I was like, well, if I'm paying you 80K, I'm going to listen to what you tell me. Right? I think you know something that I should listen to, yeah? I've invested this much money to learn it, right? But all I really wanted was someone like me, for me to say, stop looking outside and come inside and resource, because the answers are within you, right? It's not like we can't grab amazing pieces from other places, right? But the minute someone says, I have the fucking strategy and I've got the magic wand, it's like they've promised me the world and I guarantee they deliver me a fucking atlas every single time. But when I resource my own power and when I come back to the truth of who I am, like when I actually was like, fuck, I am the catalyst for your next level evolution. It's so clear. I went back and looked at all my clients. Like, what do they all have in common? They came to me stuck in a way of being, an identity that they'd outgrown. They didn't have the words for it. They didn't know what the fuck. They just knew, I feel frustrated. I feel bitter and resentful. I feel anxious. I feel like life is passing me by. I'm existing, not living. What the fuck? And I'm like, well, you want to come play? And they were like, I don't even care what the fuck you do, Ella. I just want your energy in my world. That's all they say. I just need you in my life. And it didn't matter whether I was meeting them, because this is always the case, right? Every fucking woman and man who comes into my world will have issues around their sexual energy and accessing that healthfully and in a way that actually feeds and nourishes them, not depletes them. Yeah. So this has been a huge part of my own evolutionary journey, right? Was coming back to, and again, I don't teach traditional anything. It's part of my, sacred rebel. I've never done traditional Tantra. The reason being is because they told me there were rules. How can there be rules around my pleasure? I can't get that fucking wrong. Like, I would love education. That's what I believe in. Quality education that empowers me to make a better decision about where to put my time, my space, my energy. That's it. And there's some really cool little tricks that I can have access to that are little biohacks in my own body that activate more of my power, more of my life force, more of my fuck yes, more of my orgasmic nature. But I don't teach anything traditional because everything's morphed into a hybrid of, again, the codes that get awoken within me. I call it pleasure power.
Yeah.
Right? I created a 15-minute biohack called MAPS, the Magnetic Attraction Pleasure System. It's like not rocket science. It's fucking beautiful, but I've married it to the superconscious, right? Which is that little process that I took you through at the start. Did you record that?
I did, yeah.
Yes. Great. Okay, cool. Because that's exactly the kind of magic and medicine that I'm working with all the time. I'm showing people how to go into the dark to bring back the gold. It's called alchemy, right? We want to know that anything that was made to break us, and I've had so much shit that was going to break me that I could be not here. But I know that that shit is my greatest access point to more of my gold. And if I can channel that in a positive and productive way, that's what stopped my drug addiction. I found Tantra. I am the drugs. I don't need the drugs. I can literally enter an orgasmic state so powerful that it's addictive. I was in an orgasmic state for over a week, babe. Like, who doesn't want that in their life? I'm like, yeah, me. And I want to teach it to others.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. I hope I'm answering your questions. I go on this little tangent.
No, I love it.
Okay.
And what is big question, what is pleasure? Not just sexual pleasure or the first thing that comes to most people's minds of, oh, this just feels good. But what is pleasure? How would you define that? Because I feel like it's a deeper word than just that.
So I work with a method called the Platinum Method, which is 5 pillars, and it starts with permission. So without permission, we can't access anything. Permission is the golden key that unlocks the door. Pleasure is that next thing. It's the momentum. It is the thing, the bliss that carries your life force energy into that creative, spark. It's like, it's the fuel for momentum, magnetism, and it's the fuel for alchemy. It literally is the transformer and transporter of energy, right? And when we understand that pleasure isn't just this beautiful bliss feeling, because bliss means to feel all my feelings fully, pleasure can become an opening to feel everything, to say yes to life itself, to find pleasure in the mundane, to have an orgasmic experience brushing your fucking teeth in the morning because you bring your presence to it. That's what pleasure is for me. It's a way of living and embodying life itself, to say yes to life and have life say yes back to you. That's what pleasure is for me.
Wow.
And those two things open the gateway for prosperity. So it's permission, pleasure, prosperity is the natural byproduct of me living permission granting and in my pleasure. I cannot not be a magnet for prosperity in all sense of the word, from the bedroom to the boardroom and beyond. And then I've got power, which is super conscious power, free from any ego, and play. And there's my innocence coming back in. I got to play in this shit, baby. Because like so many of us are like rigid walking through life going, this is very serious. Life is serious, man. It's like, yeah, well, fuck. Like it can be, or you can actually enjoy it and realize it's not that fucking serious. And our soul signed up for Earth School. We've got one shot. I want to take my work seriously, enjoy, but I'm going to fucking enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a choice.
Someone who's living seriously and has lived seriously for decades how would you go about the conversation of including play in their life? If it's a big, also one of like, if they're willing to even hear you or
Mhm.
start the conversation, or
Yep. And again, I've
if
got to
they're
be
not,
invited, right? Because again,
yeah.
I can't enforce myself there.
But either what's one thing that you would say to them, or one thing that you would just pray they would do for a first step to move from that seriousness of life is so rigid, life is life right now, instead of
Yeah.
life is play, life is bliss, life
Yeah.
is awesome, life is fun.
Yeah.
What is the first step you feel like they could move from that seriousness to play?
Inviting them back home into the heart of innocence, to drop out of they know and into, but what if I don't know, right? I believe the words what if are two of the most powerful words on the planet because they are creation points, right? They're either based in love or they're based in fear. What if something bad happens? What if I get exposed? You heard me. I outed myself when I stood in that truth circle. I was like, what if I say the wrong thing? What if people judge me? What if, right? That's based in fear, right?
Mm.
And then you can come into your spirit heart and it's like, but what if everything's always working out for me and there's a bigger plan that I have not privy to and it's all good? And what if I just have to be curious and keep being present in the now and having fun and bouncing with whatever comes my way? And what if it's all okay? And what if it's okay to be a bit silly? And what if, right? That's the first step. And when people do come in, right, this is why Tantra is such an amazing tool, right? Because the first thing I'll do, I won't ever take anyone into, I'm just actually retiring Tantrella. This is huge. This is what I was doing just before you got here today,
Okay.
right? This has been a 12, 13-year identity part of me that has served me. It's allowed me to make a multi-six-figure business over the years. Like, it's done really, really well for me. But I've stepped into my next level of how I choose to lead and serve, right? And so I've got beautiful practitioners and I've got a business called STM, Sacred Touch Melbourne Health and Wellness, that is going to become my hub for referring people into erotic touch, if that's what they choose to do, or sacred sexuality stuff with people that want to facilitate that work, but I no longer wish to do this. Right? I will work with people in terms of creative development. I will teach them maps. I will teach them access to deeper pleasure, but not with the hands-on stuff. So that's really where I'm going with that stuff now.
Yeah.
What was the question that you asked me? Something about, what was it? What would I do? Oh, because when I was doing that stuff, the first thing that I would ever do with people, I couldn't just take them from meeting you and me and they were like, I'm stuck, Ella, in the identity that everything's serious. I'm stuck in my left brain, my ego, right? Everything's serious. I'm in mathematicals is like high C personality type, the cautious thinker, and they've been stuck there for a long time. So it's really hard to take someone who's stuck in there to go, okay, now just free yourself and breathe and move and sound in your pleasure and be erotic and that's like trying to push shit uphill. And I'm not going to do that. And it's not safe. We've got 4 bodies, a mind, a physical body, a mental body, and an emotional body. So the first thing I'd say to them is come and do either like an intuitive breakthrough session with me so we can actually connect to your vision and we can see what's in the way. And then I'd say, or come and do a sovereignty alignment session with me. And that's deeper again, where we're actually working through all 4 bodies and we're bringing the bodies into agreement that what you're about to step into is safe, healthy, and ecological, meaning safe for all parts of you. Right? Because when all parts of you are like, I don't understand it, but I'm so curious. I'm a fuck yes to this. Like, I'm excited, there's no resistance or there's little resistance.
Yeah.
But if your head's like, oh, I want to try something, but every cell in your body's like, no, it's not safe. Or like your emotional body's like, I was attacked when I was younger and it hasn't dealt with that trauma, then you're still trying to say yes to big parts of no, right? So much easier when we're working harmoniously with the body, not forcing it into something that it doesn't want to do. I say to people, we don't force a fucking flower open. We give it the right environment. We give it fertile earth. We give it sunlight, water. We give it all the ingredients that it needs to blossom and bloom on its own. And then it's effortless. It's just the next most obvious step is, okay, now we can do some touch. Now we can do this. This is just the next most obvious step.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I would suggest.
That's beautiful.
I'm glad I came back there.
So it all just flows in a harmonious way, like
Yeah.
not rushing one step after another.
But so many people are pushing themselves so far out of their comfort zone into terror. And that means that they're expanding in the now. And this is what I did a lot of my journey. This is why everything I do is trauma informed. It's all about working with all parts of you, not against, because otherwise you're like expansion, contraction. And that shit is not evolutionary. It's not safe for evolution to happen that way. Yes, growth and comfort cannot coexist. You're going to feel uncomfortable, but you don't have to be terrorizing yourself.
Yeah.
You nuzzle yourself up to your comfort zone and you go, oh, that felt expansive. I didn't die. It's safe. Oh, this is exciting, all parts of me. I'm good. Let's do it again. And we expand a little bit more, It's and sometimes we can go for a little bit of a bigger leap, but we're still going to work with all parts and make sure that every part of you is safe, held and loved through the process. And this is what I mean about resourcing you with the skills, the tools to be that version of you that is your safety, that is your best friend, that is your lover, your mother, your father, all the things that people have been searching for outside of them. I return them back to source.
Yeah.
That's really important for me because that was my own journey and that's what cost me the most in time, space, energy, money, everything. So I'm just like, hey, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. If it's your journey, go. But if you resonate with anything that I'm putting out there right now and you're like, fuck yeah, I want a pathway. I want someone to show me the bridge to get me from where I am now, which feels stuck and old and not growing or not abundant the way I know I could be or not my pleasure the way I could be. And I'm not giving myself permission to live the life I really should be living or know I could be living. And I need help to get to here. Then please fucking reach out because that's all I can say.
Yeah.
It's the perfect time.
So it's an obvious comment that nothing changes if nothing changes.
Perfect.
But there's also a complication of someone who's so stuck. Like I've been so stuck and heard that before. And it's just like, what do I change? Like, how do I change? I'd change like one thing in my diet and then it would eventually go back. Or I would keep on, for me, it was keeping on going to these community events.
Yeah.
And then a bender would come back and 5 weeks later I was in hospital.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I was changing, but I feel like I just wasn't identifying with that change or the newness.
Mm-hmm.
Has that been, what would you recommend to a client that is seeking for that change, seeking for that growth, can really feel that they need it, but also have no idea where to start?
Yes. So you cannot outthink a problem with the same fucking consciousness that created the problem. So if you're doing it alone, you are going to be stuck. Yeah? So you've got to find someone that you trust who's got what you want. Yeah? And you want to be in an environment that is, again, if you are the only flower trying to change in a fucking field of weeds, you are forever going to be suffocated. You are like going to be a victim of your environment. You've got to shift not only your consciousness, you need to shift your environment and surround yourself with others that are on that evolutionary growth spectrum as well, right? So they're the first two things I would say. Changing like one thing, as I said to you, I mean, that's beautiful. Like incremental change is wonderful, but you've got 4 bodies. And this is why the work that I do is fast, it's deep, it's transformative, and it's lasting because we're not working with just one part of you. Mum's a psychologist. She deals with the mind, okay? So that's one body. And she might go, oh, you're emotional. Let's deal with that too. So that's emotional and mental, but every cell in your body still has a memory. It's not dealing with the physiological. Every cell in your body is a universe. It's got its own fucking alive memory, right? Or we're not dealing with your spiritual body, that full energetic, beautiful thing. So we've got to deal with all bodies at the same time. That's what creates fast, deep and lasting change. Okay. So that's the first thing I'd say. The other thing I'd say is if you are in a stuck state, right? So you're in a yo-yo. So what you were describing was a yo-yo. I'd go, I'm making a change. I'm going to stop drinking, or I'm going to stop doing this, right? And for 5 weeks, I'm getting away from that version of me. So I'm leaving him here. I don't like this version of me. Notice how I'm creating from what I don't want. I don't like him. So really, I've got a ball and chain tethering me to him. But I'm going to go push away from him. I feel like I've got away from him now. So I let my guard down for a moment and then have a big bender and go, oh, fuck, I'm back here. This is the structure of creation because I'm creating from a negative vision. Same for people who want to lose weight. Yeah? I saw a photo of myself. Fuck that. I don't want to be that girl or that guy. Okay, I'm going on a diet. Diet. Might lose all the weight. Fuck yeah. Let my guard down. 2 months later, I'm back exactly where, and I may be worse because I created from a negative vision. Yeah. If I'm completely stuck and I'm not moving at all, I'm stuck in the negative vision. I actually believe on some level that what I want is going to cost me something. I'll say it again. If I want abundance, but I'm standing in scarcity and lack, right? And I go, I want abundance because I don't have any. I don't have any abundance. And I'm looking around going, look, I don't have it. Where is it, right? I'm not creating it. Or there's something in me that goes, if I create abundance, I remember my grandpa, he had a lot of money and then all of his friends turned on him and money's evil, or he lost it all at the racetrack. So money's not safe. So even if I feel like I'm going to get money, it's going to cost me something. So I'd rather stay safe in not having any money. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right. So when I'm working with people, we are coming into the negative vision, sitting with it just like we did this morning. What's here? I get all the information. Okay, what else? Not trying to fix it, not trying to change it, just noticing. Okay, because that's me. Yep. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Anything else? No, I'm tired now because your ego will get tired. It will go, oh, no one loves me. Okay, anything else? No, I'm pretty exhausted now. Okay, cool. So now we're going to step out of this circle and we're going to step into the creator circle. This is the vision. Now, the vision, we would never, ever, caveat to anyone who wants money, you never, ever go, I want $1 million. Anyone doing that is still anchored to here. Why? Why do you want $1 million? Because then I'll be safe. Then I'll feel worthy. Then I'll feel successful. It's coming from a negative vision because your ego says, until I have that, I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving. I'm not successful. Right? Your creator self was born to create for the joy of creation's sake. It's already abundant. It's already successful. Why do I want to create abundance? Well, why do I want to have a mansion? Let's say I've got this vision and it's like this beautiful home. And I'm like plugging into the vision and I'm like, oh my God, I can see all my friends coming over. Oh my God, it's just the hub of creativity. I've got business breakthrough sessions happening in the front room. I've got bodywork sessions happening upstairs. My cat's absolutely loving it. I'm writing my book from the top balcony, looking over this incredible scenery. Can you feel the vision? Like I'm getting excited I'm getting juicy talking about that, right? Now, that's what I'm anchored into. A higher vision with an emotion to amplify the vision. The abundance will come from me anchoring into that vision. Do you know how many people have manifested their dream homes just simply because they've anchored into what it's going to give them to have it? Nothing to do with money. You living your true nature, true purpose is what will create all the abundance. It is your birthright. That's it. If you're not creating what you want to create, you're in your ego, you're in your identity, you're in stuck, you're in victim. You're creating from negative vision. That's all. It's not a personal thing. It's a structural thing. Learn the structure of creation, change your fucking reality. Seriously. I've always been, like I used to call myself Ella Hall, manifesting powerhouse. I think it's still written on some of my emails, right? Because when I was in active drug addiction, I had no home, no friends, no family. I was a very selfish user, but I was surviving on $1,000 a week habit because that's how strong my desire to create that money to get out of pain was.
Yeah.
I could walk into a room and do this and find fucking money. I'd beg, borrow, or steal. That's why when people come to me now and they go, oh, I can't afford it. And I'm like, well, your pain's not great enough. It's simple as that. It's not about resources. It's about resourcefulness. When you want it bad enough, you'll fucking make it happen. How many people get a big fucking bill from the government who've got no money, but they'll find that? But when it comes to investing in themselves, oh, no. Because the truth is they don't back themselves. You are your business.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't invest in you, you're fucking bankrupt. And you expect others to invest in you? No, grow yourself to grow your wealth.
Yeah.
These are just my little catch cries, but I believe in them. I'm convicted because I've lived it. I know what I was like when I wasn't investing in myself or investing the wrong things in myself. And I know what it's given me to become magnetic as fuck from literally building the beautiful, juicy, rich ass orgasmic carrot cake that is my life, and putting the ingredients in that make Ella beautifully, deliciously satisfied with life itself. I realized earlier this year I was all icing and no fucking cake. Your business can't be your life. And that's what I meant by I lived like a generator for so long. My mum is a generator. I modeled my life on her. I used to think that, I had to prove my success was proof that I was worthy and deserving. And it was killing me. I was burning out. I was frustrated as fuck. I was bitter. I was resentful and not understanding human design, thinking that meant that I was just a horrible person, right? Or I was broken because I'm so intelligent. Why do I keep doing the same shit? And it's just, again and again. I'm not changing. I'm not transforming because I just wasn't aware. I wasn't aware that they were the wake-up calls that I needed to get back on track.
Yeah.
I need rest. It's built into my design. Understanding my design gave me understanding that rest is my work because it goes against everything in my body. I've got what's called in human design, you've got like this little chart that's your guy or your dude or your dudette. And it's got open centers and it's got centers that are colored in, right? And my base is colored in. Pretty much everything is just open for me except for this like thing at my base, right? My spleen, my sacral, and my base are colored in. They're whole centers. The base means that I constantly have pressure coming from ground up to create, yeah? So I've got to understand that I'm always going to have that pressure. How can I ground into it? Again, understand yourself. It really will help so much about why you are driven the way you're driven, why you function the way you function. And then just learning about that means that you've got greater autonomy over it as well. You can work with these aspects of yourself and fall in love with all of them. Sorry, I know I talk a lot.
No, I love that. That was epic.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So,
and woo.
Yep, we've had a big chat.
Wow. So you mentioned several times that the answers are always from within. When I got friends and people in my life who are just moving, and there's no space for them, or when there is, it's numbed by alcohol or Netflix or such, or scrolling. How can you find space when, I guess, you're not sitting still?
That's a really interesting question for me because I have that constant need and desire to do more, and because of my own conditioning over the years of feeling that my worth was attached to what I did.
Yeah.
Right? And what I contributed, and not understanding that me just being here is my worth. That's my value right there.
Yeah.
Right? I'm already worthy and valuable and enough. Yeah. So learning to sit in the stillness has been one of the hardest things for me to learn. And full transparency with that, I'm still practicing. I am so addicted to my phone. I'm an addict. I'm a full-blown switch the witch for the bitch addict. Like whatever I can use. And this is how sneaky the ego is, right? Because it will tell you you're doing the work, but I'm watching motivational things. I'm watching transformational things, but no, it's all dopamine, right? So knowing that about myself and having a lot of compassion for that part of me, and then choosing, like these are the decisions that we make, right? So I have things that are just non-negotiables. No matter how the fuck I feel, no matter what's going on in my life, I get up and the first thing I do when I open my eyes is I do my superconscious choices. And this is me setting up the structure of creation for the day. My choices will last about 8 months if I'm actually taking inspired action
This is a
towards
morning
them.
routine you're talking about?
Yep, this is
Okay.
my morning routine. So any
me
of my
through it.
clients will do this. Anyone coming into my field, we are creators. So we're going to do what's in your truth, what's in your spirit heart to create. So the first thing that we do after you've worked with me, we're going to turn on your superconscious. We're going to get absolute pristine clarity, because clarity is currency, about what does Harvey truly want to create over the next 8 to 12 months. So we're going to anchor into that vision, but we're going to do it together so that none of your negative vision sneaks in, right? Because it's super, super slippery. Right? It will just sneak in a word or this or that coming from, I want because I don't have. I want, but I'm really scared if I get it, So we just make sure that these are the purest, most aligned visions. And every morning we get up and we do a meditation. It's guided. So you literally have your choices on your phone in your notes. And then you turn on the little guided meditation with my dulcet tones guiding you through this meditation. And it literally is just like the first thing we do is step into ego. Because overnight, your ego's been doing push-ups and it's been like having a whole load of shit to say about how shit you are and wants to plug you back into the past, right? Because that's what the ego is. It can't create anything new. This is software. It's brilliant, but it needs you to guide it. This is the guidance system. Yeah? So we need to go in and go, let's clear out the data files.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's defrag the computer first.
Yeah, needs updates.
Yeah, well, we just need to just get it all out, just defrag, and then we go and put the update in. And the update is the vision. But we can't build on rubble. We've got to clear it first, step into the vision, anchor into the vision. Now, we've got about 10 or 11 choices that we're working on over the 8 to 12 month period, depending how quickly you're kind of, integrating and processing and creating things. Yeah. So the first 2 choices, we go deep. So we stand in the vision and we anchor into the first choice. And then your ego goes, but that's not possible. That's way too far away. I've got all this shit to heal and all this shit to do before I can have that. So we go, okay, thank you. And we step back into the ego thing again, hear that out again. Then we step into neutrality and go, even though both of these are potential current realities, both of them are there. It's all on the table. I live in a quantum universe. There's so many other realities. I see both of these as potentials. I choose this one. And we step back in and anchor it. We do that for 2 major choices a day. And then for all the rest of the choices, we just stand in the vision, stand in the vision, stand in the vision. The next day we rotate and we go to drop down to the next 2 choices. So by the end of the week, you've gotten all your choices deeply anchored, right? So that's the first thing that I do every single morning. Then obviously I go to the gym. That's how we met. And I do my breath work. And this is an opportunity for me to finally receive, because I give so much. I just want to fucking receive too, I've made a rule, again, non-negotiable, that until I do my own inner work, I work with nobody else.
Yeah.
I cannot give what I do not have. And I used to just work from empty all the time and be resentful. And what I did about that, I had bulimia for 28 years. That shit is done and dusted now, because I am my own beautiful parent. And I ask my inner child every day, what do you need? And she goes, I'm tired. And I go, fuck yeah, babe, you've done a great job. Let's rest. So I'm giving her what no one outside of me ever could. And trust me, the Kundalini activation stuff, this stuff I've been working with for over a decade, but finding someone like Rosie, and if anyone's curious, I offer this as an extension from her heart to my heart and to your hearts. It's free activation of Kundalini activation. It's been one of the most revolutionary tools to activate within me my own mother energy. And it's just been another layer of self-love, like the self-love piece, babe. It's just like, to most people, oh yeah, we know all about self-love. No, until you embody it and you're truly practicing it, it will change everything for you. It will change absolutely everything for you. I am the queen of spiritual bypass. For years and years, I've worked with hundreds of thousands of people. I thought I was doing the work helping them. I wasn't. I was just spiritually avoiding doing the work for myself, And now it's like, I come first. I will do an hour of fucking, different practices and protocols a day. Some days I do 15 minutes. Some days that's all I can fucking do. And I don't expect anybody else. You find a rhythm that works for you, but we have our non-negotiables. We always set up the structure of creation, and then we do pivots throughout the day. The way I like to describe it, my coach taught me this and I love it. I love metaphors. So if you think about humans, we live in the matrix. We're like a dolphin. And a dolphin believes it's an underwater dweller, and that's us in the matrix, and we're just unconscious. We're bobbling along, but then all of a sudden we go, I'm dying. I'm an air breather. And we come back up and we touch the superconscious. We go, here's source, here's spirit. Now I can't live up there because otherwise I wouldn't be of the earth. I would just become fluff and poof, I'm gone, right? So we have to also be in the world, not of the world. We need to navigate both the superconscious and the human realm.
Yeah.
This is my mastery. This is what I help people do. Become a master of yourself. Learn how to have one foot in one world and one foot in the other, right?
A spiritual being living in a human experience.
Fucking oath. But also accepting the human.
Yeah.
Because a lot of spiritual beings don't accept the human, right? Or vice versa. The human doesn't accept the spiritual. Either way, both of those are going to have a bad experience living on this current plane, right? Especially now, because we are in the quickening. Through COVID, the earth herself shifted from 3-dimensional paradigm, which was the old masculine paradigm of the banking system, the education system, all the systems that are now crumbling and collapsing, because earth herself shifted frequency. She went from 4D, the bridge, to then 5D, 6D, 7D consciousness. Overnight, she shifted her own consciousness. This is what's happening. It's a feminine frequency now. We need masculine and feminine, but the feminine is now leading. Yeah, which comes back to the heart, comes back to the creativity, comes back to community, to union of self, right? To nurturing and nourishing, to collaboration. We've got to let go of the old way of doing things and come into this new way of being. So that's the other thing that I really help people do, is unite the feminine and masculine aspects of self, the yin, the yang, the light, the shadow, and the spectrum of color in between.
That's so interesting. So after COVID.
During COVID. Under immense pressure.
I felt, and I'm sure many other people, but it's also very clouded, that like a shift definitely happened.
Oh,
so many shifts happened, but I haven't heard anyone actually talk on this energetic shift from a very masculine world to feminine world and the way in which we drive forward. And it's hard for me to even talk on it because I only see like feminine things now. I only see the footballing industry becoming more in touch with their hearts and with their emotions. I only see. I'm actually going back to my old high school Thursday in 2 days to sit down for our first meeting. I'm going to start working with my old teachers, teaching them trauma-informed practices and working with a cohort of 6 students.
Oh,
so
how beautiful.
Yeah, I'm pumped. So it's hard for me because I only see the light now. But I know that wasn't always the way. Even after COVID, I likely didn't really notice it much. But you feel like it's this whole rounded thing that this new somewhat movement is happening, or energetic shift has happened in COVID and is continuing to progress.
It's going to continue and continue and continue. Like, just even this year, look at, I don't know if you feel energy like I do, but like, fuck me, like the amount of interplanetary shifts that we've had, the 2 eclipses through September, like, and even the people that are unconscious to this stuff are feeling it on a deep level because we are water, right? And the moon and all of these things are having a direct impact on our physiological beings, our cellular beings. We are matter being moved by what is happening. So no one is immune to this, right? No one is immune to this. And you'll notice that certain things, I mean, this is so beautiful. We're right at the end of the year of the snake, yeah? So the things that have been coming up to being shed, you can't let go what you don't acknowledge, right? You can't change what you don't fucking know. So these things that people are having, these epiphanies or these awakenings or these kind of like cataclysmic kind of shifts in themselves because they're waking up to old stories, paradigms, and parts of their identity that don't fit them anymore. It's like the human skin has to be shed. You are evolving into the next level of human, literally, right? And there's stories, and there's some leaders and spiritual masters and teachers and stuff that are talking about literally there are going to be two earths, right? We're going to be on the same earth, but there's going to be two very different levels of consciousness. So one level of consciousness will not be able to communicate to the other because they're going to be such different frequencies and vibrations. And I absolutely believe this. So through COVID, I too had to make a big decision. Every time in my life when it shifted the most was because I made a decision. A decision means I'm going all in on this one choice. No other choices. This is my choice. Happened in 2004 when I was in rehab. Do I want to die or do I want to change? I'm going to change. No matter what it fucking takes, no matter how fucking painful, I will change. And I did. Any other choice that I've made, most recently it was like, last year when I was in hospital for New Year's, and it was like, that was all bulimia related. I'd hurt my body, right? I've been doing it for so long, and it was like, it made me feel so out of integrity, but it was like the only coping skill that I really still had. It was like the hammer in my toolkit. If I was happy, I used a hammer. If I was sad, I used a hammer, because I hadn't felt what was actually there to feel. I was so afraid of feeling it, right? When you actually let yourself feel shit, it's gone in 90 seconds. It just moves through you if you don't attach. And if you say it's safe for me to feel this, it's safe for me to feel this. This is why I teach this shit, because it's been my own greatest medicine. And I've been teaching this shit for years. But it's still like, for me to embody it, to fully own it, as I said to you, I spent 80K with a coach last year. And in August last year, I had the biggest breakdown to breakthrough, where I had more money in the bank than I'd ever had. I'd gone from moving from doing one-to-one to one-to-many. Right? So I have these beautiful mentorship programs that I'm facilitating this space for beautiful women to come on this extraordinary journey of evolution. It's fucking amazing. We're all getting resourced. And I'm like, I feel so out of integrity with myself, like here I am still not living in alignment with what I'm fucking preaching. And so I let that whole business, because I knew that I'd built it on ego. I knew there were still parts of my ego that were running the show, and you cannot build anything worthwhile on rubble. And I'm not saying go blow up your business. I'm not saying go blow up your fucking life. That's just my journey for me, that in order to know that I was building in absolute integrity. Integrity to me means integration of all my parts and doing the right thing by them even when no one is watching. I had to do it in transparency. I had to fucking communicate this message. This is what's happening right now. It's vulnerable as fuck. I had to fall apart to come back together. But my God, when you build on authenticity, nothing can shake you. You can rattle me, but you cannot break me. I am so anchored in truth, love, and wisdom. I can alchemize anything that was made to break me and turn it to platinum fucking gold, babe. Like, that's what I'm here to do. And now I teach from embodied truth, right? I fully am living, breathing, embodying every element. It's not do what I say anymore. It's like, this is who I be. If you resonate, fucking awesome, come on the journey. And I will teach from my own lived experience. I don't hold anything back. I'm an open fucking book. These people that used to tell me, don't talk about your addiction, how shameful, right? No, what's shame is pretending that that hasn't been part of my journey, getting to where I think, I'm getting a bit of exposure, and someone comes along and goes, she used to be an addict, and then I'm just toppled off my fucking pedestal. What an idiot move. Own and embrace all parts of you, because that's your hero's story.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking proud of the woman I am. I am the woman I am despite the shit that happened to me, right? You could bring any darkness to me and I will just love you in the dark, because if I haven't been there, I've worked with a million people that have, So I feel privileged and honored, and I feel so proud of myself, hun. Like, I really do. Like, I look back and I go, how far have I come? Like, I honestly do. I look at where I live and go, look what I've manifested. Like, and I thought I could just there, but for the grace of God, I could be a junkie on the street, if not dead by now, So I feel fucking blessed. And to be here with you and having this beautiful conversation. And what I'm so proud of you, man. Like, you're so young and this is what you've chosen for your life. You're a leader already. right? Just keep fucking leading from this place of truth, love, and wisdom. And everything you want will come to you. It'll be the natural byproduct of you living your true nature and purpose. The decision to choose the light was a big one because the fucking shadow was seductive as shit.
Yeah.
It is. And it will promise you a lot.
It's easy as well.
It's seductive, it's sexy, it's a bit dangerous. It does promise you a lot. And it will deliver for a time. And then it will take everything from you. And when I chose the light, it's not, the promise isn't that. The promise is choose me every day and keep choosing me, and I will give you the kingdom of heaven. You know, and that is found within yourself. And that is what I truly am discovering more and more, that I am source, having this experience. I have deep respect for the shadow, but I do not play there. You know, I'm very careful. I witness other people, and you cannot save anyone. I am a walking, talking, living example of what happens when you choose something different. And for those, I will not carry you. I will not do it for you. I will not take you kicking and screaming, but I will show you where the light switch is if you want to find it for yourself. And I honor and respect your journey otherwise.
Incredible.
Thank you.
So what are 3 biggest takeaways that we can derive from this beautiful conversation that we've had, that you would love for whoever's listening to walk away with, live with, breathe with?
You are your greatest adventure. You are your greatest medicine. And you are the love that you've been waiting for all along. So meet yourself now, because that's your choice. And your choices are neither good or bad, but they do define who you be and ultimately who you become. So choose wisely. That's it.
Thank you so much for being here and having this chat with me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for asking me. I'm really, really deeply honored.
And before we sign off, I believe you have quite a bit coming up this year, within events and other beautiful things.
Yeah.
Do you mind talking into them? So maybe I can even join some of them as well.
Yeah. So predominantly what I'm doing at the moment is for the feminine. But as I said, I do have a lot of free resources for men and for women. So one is the Kundalini activation meditations. Have you done any of them yet? Okay.
No.
So that's the first thing. I'll send you all of those. So
Please.
if you have like a little space that you could put these details for your audience, would be amazing. Something amazing that is happening for the feminine since having this amazing clarity breakthrough, because clarity seriously is currency, I've gone and revamped my entire ecosystem and structure of my offers. And I'm offering 10 women to come into the journey that is Platinum Mastery in the new year. So that's a 12-month evolutionary journey where we're working through the 8 core codes, and they're sacred codes of evolution based on my system of technology that channeled through during COVID called the Flower of Life. And it's fucking phenomenal. So that's a year-long journey. And it's like 20%. I don't know when this is going to go live, but if it's soon, it's until the end of like 22nd of December. So for any woman that's curious, you want to step in, just pick up the phone, have a conversation with me, please, because this is absolutely a prime time to come into my world, and I'll never offer it like this again. And all I'm asking for in return is for your beautiful, loving feedback. Like, just give me your truth. Give me how I can improve it. Give me what you're loving and give me testimonials, and I'll give you 20% off the overall investment, which is amazing. So that's Platinum Mastery. I have Platinum Silver and Platinum Gold. They're like my high touch mentorships for women that want more interaction, more pleasure, more me. I've got the Pleasure Activation Day happening on the 6th of December, which is a live immersion, which is where I teach women the MAPS process, the magnetic attraction pleasure system. And we're working with one choice, one thing that you'd love to create. And I'm showing you how to like literally embody that. So it's the gift that keeps giving. You'll have that for life. Oh, there's so many things. Yeah, I've just closed down a lot of stuff that felt like I was holding dead energy. And that's been a huge thing again of like coming back to the truth of who I am and how I'm here to serve. And with me, I need to bounce off people. So I'm not here to hold space forever. I'm here to say, meet me with as much energy and you're going to get fucking results, you know? So that's another thing. But like, yeah, there's the 5-minute magnetic reset ritual is a gift I would love to give to all your people. And that's literally that little process I took you through at the start, but it's like even more fast and more amazing. So yeah, that would be really cool. And I've got Wealth Codes, which is a 90-day program for people that really want to elevate their self-worth and value from within to literally attract abundance from outside themselves. So I've had people, this is no shit, like it sounds like I'm making it up, but magic happens in my world. People have had $24,000 come into their bank account the next day. The same woman, the next wealth vibration upgrade, won the lotto. And $5,240 every month for a year came into her account. So that's over 80K into wealth vibration upgrades. Somebody else had 30K come into her account the next day by miracle, just like by like, you know, something happened with a bank account and then she got like all this excess money. One guy did a 1-to-1 with me, tripled his income in 1 week. From doing this work myself, I've doubled my income in 3 months. Like, it's just amazing. So yeah, there's a lot. The best thing is reach out, get in touch with me, have a conversation. I'm very, very friendly. Just connect.
Amazing.
Yeah.
On Instagram or...
Yeah, Insta, Ella Hall Coach, Facebook. I share very openly and vulnerably and powerfully. And yeah, we'd love to have everyone in my world. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. Thank you so much for wandering with me. Thank you so much for inviting me into your beautiful shah, into your beautiful home.
You're so welcome. Thank you for coming. My knee has gone numb.
Yeah, me too.
Congratulations for making it all the way through this potty. To really help this show grow and reach the ears that need to hear it, I'd love to ask a favor of you. If you could just press the 5-star button to help spread this podcast. It really helps more than you might think. Also, if you share the podcast on your message, thank you personally for listening and spreading. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that everyone do it. Peace.